So you think we should have a go at it then? Yeah, I think so. I think you'll love it. Honestly, I think you'll love it. Well, everybody else had a go at it, didn't they? Yeah, it doesn't hurt, does it? Well, we'll give it a go, see how we get on. Yeah. I'm not known for doing stuff like this, am I? Well, okay, occasionally. Right. Sorry. Greetings, YouTube. Sega Zombie here. The phone. What? Oh, shit, hang on. Right. Hello? Yes, this is he. Yes, minor local internet celebrity. YouTube celebrity, yes. Uh-huh. Right. Well, I don't know how you've managed to see it because it's not actually gone out yet. Well, it's out now, obviously, when people are watching it, but when I'm recording this, people aren't actually seeing it. I don't know how you managed to work with hidden cameras somewhere. No? Right. Okay. Okay, alright, well, that's fine. Fine. Thank you. Yeah, that was his lawyers. Stop. Deceased. Detest. Cease and desist. That's the word I'm looking for. Cease and desist. Oh dear. Yeah, sorry, hello, welcome to the Gaming Pantry. You've joined us at a very, very awkward moment. I've just had Sega Zombies lawyers on the phone and they've told me never to do that ever again. Otherwise there will be consequences. So yeah, anyway, there you go. Yeah, welcome to the Gaming Pantry for a bit late in the day Birmingham Gaming Market video, which has been put together as ironically that weekend was you may have seen Sega Zombies video about his birthday get together. It's all in good jest. Yeah, Scott did ask me to go down for that as well, but obviously I was committed to the Birmingham Gaming Market on the day. And also, given where Scott lives and where I live, it's an awful long way to go between the two. So, while I'm super appreciative of the offer and the invite, and great to see so many people who went along, unfortunately I couldn't make it. So, hopefully another time Scott will eventually get together and have a chat about games and stuff, and obviously speak to your lawyers about doing that ever again. I'm wearing a t-shirt though, just out of tribute. I am allowed to still wear that apparently, so that's all right. Yeah, there weren't any lawyers on the phone if you hadn't worded it out already, don't worry. Yeah, so this is that video. So it's the 11th of September, so I'm doing it a week later because I just can't be asked. We couldn't be asked to do it. I don't do it all week. Back at work after a week off, so it was just like, oh, do you know what? You can wait and wait and wait. Other people put their videos up, and I'll try and recap what happened on that day. So these are the pickups from that day. At the wonderfully delightfully sounding custard factory, which is just round the corner from where it was 2 years ago. July 2019 was the last one and the only one they've done so far, which I went to, and that was in the South Birmingham College canteen and reception hall. It was a ridiculously strange place to put a gaming market, and it was quite cramped. So this year they moved it around the corner through the custard factory, which is just basically a big hall. I say big hall. It was a decent sized venue. I think if they got many more traders in there than they had, it probably would have been a bit tight. But generally speaking, I think it was a good venue for it. I still think they probably needed a little bit of a bigger one, but it worked very well, and it was well organised. This was 11th of September, and I must admit, with all the COVID and stuff going on, I really hadn't thought about whether I was going or not until the very last minute. In fact, I told people that I probably wouldn't go, and then I decided pretty much on the Thursday, I think it was, beforehand, that I would go. And there were a couple of people going, which was great. So we all arranged to bump into each other as you do at these sort of things. But very, you know, you're always worried about, especially with the ongoing COVID. Yes, I'm double jabbed. Most people are double jabbed, but are people going to be observing mask wearing, for example? There was very, very little mask wearing going on. I kept mine on all the time. You may argue I still got it on now. I don't know. Or that putting a mask on would actually improve the quality of this broadcast. I really don't know. But so I was sort of ummed and ahed about it. And to be honest with you, it was okay. Yeah, there weren't people there with masks on, but there were gelling points. You can gel your hands quite regularly because you're going through a lot of old stuff, as these markets tend to have. Not the clientele, the actual stuff on for sale. It can, you know, you can get a little bit sort of thinky about it. And I'm not so much concerned about myself, I'm more concerned about passing it on to others, like my dad, who I saw last week, or Mrs. Bear, or anybody else like that. Not so much myself, I'm concerned about spreading it on to others who are more at risk than I am from getting it. Anyway, enough COVID stuff for now. So, as far as I knew, on the day going were Retro Kits, Daily Retro, Eddie, Rollercore, and LKG, and his son as well. I'll put links to that. They've done videos. Well, 3 of them have done videos. I know Retro Kit hasn't done a video, which you may have mentioned it in one of his videos, which I haven't seen yet, but he didn't pick anything up. But anyway, I'll get to that in a second. So anybody who went to that market has done a video, responded down there. If you see LKG's video, go and have a look at that. It's really great because he brought his little lad with him. And the excitement between the pair of them, just the video they did, absolutely superb. If you've got a young lad who's trying to get your young lad into gaming or anything like related like that, watch that video. It's brilliant. Just see the fun on his son's face. Really, really is good. So good to see all those guys again. Anyway, I think 3 of them went in early. Me and LKG went in with the plebs at 12 o'clock because we can't be bothered to pay the extra money to go in early. Plus the fact when I decided I was going to go, they had just sold the remaining early entry tickets on the Wednesday, I think, before. So it was only really 2 days beforehand before all the early entry tickets went. And I'm not sure whether that's because people didn't know whether they wanted to go or not, or whether they were just slow moving. I'm not entirely sure. Also as well, there was only, I think, 18 traders listed, a couple of big ones that usually would go to those sort of events that weren't there, some locally, which I would have thought would have gone as well. They weren't there. But I think it was enough. Like I said, probably room for maybe another 3 or 4 in there, I would have thought. But it's busy, very, very busy. I got there about 11:15, which was way too early. So wearing my Retro Bear t-shirt, I hung around outside expecting people to recognise me and ask for autographs. No, that didn't happen. That's what I was expecting, really. So I was there way too early. I did then bump into somebody did recognise me, and I'm one of my biggest regrets on that day. I didn't spend a lot more time talking to him. It was Angela Goth Girl, who I've mentioned before. Now she thinks she uses the name Spooky Geek as a YouTube channel, and she came. I think she was in Birmingham when the last game market was, and then she's moved to Liverpool. And she come down for the day, so she saw me outside. A quick chat with her outside, and I said, "Well, I'll make the going at 12. So if you want to get in, like, it's 10:30. I said, well, if you got your ticket, I'm not going in for another half an hour or so, so I'll go in." And then I saw her once on the way around, but I didn't see her again after that, so I'm really sorry I didn't get a chance to say a proper hello, but it was nice to have a quick 30-second conversation. So yeah, somebody did recognise me, which was good. The t-shirt did work. One person out of how many people went through. Brilliant, that's great. So 12 o'clock comes, I'm in the queue waiting to get in. I've messaged Eddie, he's in there. I haven't heard from Dale, so I presume he's in there. I haven't seen John, so I don't know whether Retro Kit, I don't know whether he's in there or not. Walk into the hall, straight away, turn around, trying to get my bearings, where's he going? Oh, turn around, Eddie, right next to me. I was like, oh hello, and he didn't see me. He's like, oh hello, and Eddie's come completely unprepared for this. He's not brought a bag or anything with him. He goes to a gaming market without taking a bag with you. Didn't take a bag with him. He'd spent all his money by the time I got in there, and of course he'd driven down, so he's paid money for petrol or whatever deal. He'd driven down. He then had to pay the clean air charge into Birmingham. He's then had to find somewhere to park. So it's probably costing the best part of about 35-40 quid before he's even got there. And I think, as we said on the way out, next time what we'll do is, because what I did, I just drove to the train station, got a return ticket to the train station, which is 5 minutes round the corner from the event, and it cost me 5 quid. It'd be much easier for Eddie to just driven down to me, and we could all driven down the train station. I could have got Dale to come, because Dale's come from, I think Dale came in on the train anyway, which would have made sense. So I said, well, next time we do it better. I didn't even know Eddie was going until the day before, the night beforehand anyway. So Eddie's in there, we start looking around stuff, we bump into Dale, Danny Retro's in there, he's already bought a few things. I think he's still got money to spend, but I think he only got one bag at that time, he's got some stuff. And then Eddie said, oh Retro Kit's here, but he didn't find anything, so I think John stayed for about an hour and a half, and then he went, so he didn't pick anything up at all. And I had a chat with John outside anyway. And then we're walking around, and me and Eddie just talking, and then I sort of find something, and Eddie finds something, and Eddie disappears. Well, where's he gone? And then who shall I see in there making a personal appearance but the Gebs 24? Yeah, she was there as well. The only other YouTuber I recognised who was there. And I was really just trying to find where Eddie had gone, because I wanted him to come back and say, come back, Eddie, come back. Because I've always said that if there's always a photo opportunity what I wanted to do, or I've been dared to do, when if I'm ever in the same room with her. But he disappeared, so we didn't get a chance to do it. I did see her a couple of times walking around, but again, he'd gone, so by that point it was a moot issue anyway. So next time we'll do that. I know people have been waiting to see that, but it didn't happen. Yeah, so that was it. And yeah, so traders were in there. People, I mean, he was busy. I mean, by about sort of 1:30, it had thinned out quite a lot. Excuse me. The event was on 11 till 4. Public entry, that was the early entry. 12 till 4 for everybody else. So by about 1:30, it was thinning out. Although there was still plenty of stuff to be had. And I think we left about, Eddie had to go at 2:30 because his car parking ticket ran out. I had to be at the train station for 3:20, because if I didn't get the train, I'd have to hang around for another hour and then get another train ticket because it fell outside the off-peak time. Excuse me, it's very warm in here. That's not the COVID kicking in after a week. Yeah, so because for some reason they cancelled all the trains, no staff. And all the trains coming into Birmingham and going out of Birmingham were delayed anyway. So Dale had caught his train to go and get his train to go back about 3 o'clock. So I was on the train back home at 3:20, and I think LKG drove in himself anyway. It was quite a short day. Probably spent about 4 hours in Birmingham in entirety, but it was nice to meet everybody again. They've got videos below. At some point I've probably inserted, or will be inserting, some footage that I filmed and a couple of photographs and whatever. There's other footage from the day on Dale's video. A couple of videos, and then Lee LKG has done some as well. Right, very quick, I forgot to tell you what the game in the room was, which is Need for Speed Carbon on the Xbox. I usually address this, but I've completely forgotten this time because we were doing a skit at the start. So there we go, Need for Speed Carbon on the Xbox. That's what you're watching in the background. When I started doing this, it was quite bright. When I started doing this, it was the sunlight was coming through, so I had to turn the brightness up, and now it's gone very dark outside. I had to put the lights on, close the curtains, and left that as it is. So anyway, right, so what did I get? I got stuff. Not a huge amount of stuff, but there is a story behind it. Where should we start? Let's start with this one. Do you remember my last pickups video? I got some stuff from Liam, Retro Ram 88. Very kindly sent me a box of stuff, which is still here, as you can hear, because, I mean, look at this pile of crap behind me here, look at this here. Anyway, that's another story for another video. He very kindly sent me some loose manuals, and lo and behold, using my loaf for the first time in bloody ages, I thought, oh, hang on a second, I've got manuals for these games. I'll look around see if I can find the game, the boxes or the cartridges to go with the manuals. And lo and behold, I did find a box for a game. So Liam very kindly sent me that RC Grand Prix. So I found a copy of RC Grand Prix. Missing the hang tab, sadly, but as I did say, I don't mind that. There's the cartridge in there. So what I'm going to do now is put the manual in with that. That's one less thing I have to tidy up. So apart from the hang tab, it's not the worst box in the world. I have a complete copy of RC Grand Prix. That cost me a £5, that game, so I thought that's pretty good value, £5, and I've now got the manual. So a complete copy finally of that one, which is lovely. And then this is Master System stuff I'm doing first. Sorry, I should have said that. I shouldn't have Master System stuff. Going darker, isn't it? Going darker. I was going to say, we are expecting rain today, and it's gone very dark over Clent, so that's always a bad sign. So yeah, this table I'd been to earlier in the day, I'd argued with this bloke. Well, I was going around with Eddie, and he said, "Oh, have you got that game?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "No," and he also pulled it up, and I said, "It was." I said, "Well, it's 18 quid this," and he said, "Ask him for 15 on it." This is the great thing, because Eddie always tells you never pay the ticket price. Never pay the ticket price. I can understand that. I'm not very good at that sort of stuff, I must be honest with you. If I'm going out to car boots, I've been in the past, I will take Mrs. Bear. Mrs. Bear will be there to get the best price. So when you got Eddie there, it's brilliant, because Eddie just knows most stuff. So anyway, I offered the guy 15 quid this game. He says, "No, it's clean, mate. It's clean, good copy, not taking 15. Okay, fine. So anyway, later on, we went back to him, or I went back to him, at the other end of his table, and he got some Sega Master System stuff, Mega Drive stuff, Master System stuff. Oh, box Master System stuff. I haven't seen that box yet. I'll have a quick look through there. And I found 2 games in there. Now, we did manage to get a little bit off these. I say a little bit, I mean, it's hardly worth it, anyway. So, for the sum of £30, I've got, first of all, Asterix, which I think Clay Graphics was in his top 10 Master System there. So, well, I'm going to try and find it. I did find it. So, there we go. So, yeah, there we have a copy of Asterix. Not bad at all. I think that's about the going rate for it, the old tenner. And there's the back of the box, just in case you want to see what the back of the box looks like. But there we go. And the hang tab's in there. Hang tab is a nice sturdy one. And so, nice clean copy of that. No damage to the box, so great. Sega sticker's missing, but I ain't so worried about that. And then this was up at 22, and I did manage to persuade to knock them down to 20 quid. And I was so excited to see this game, but I thought, oh, I'm sure that's a good price, but where's Eddie gone? And he was busy somewhere else, so I sort of dragged him. Look, come across and look at this for me. I said, look, do you think that's, I asked him, I said, look, do you think this is a good price? And he said, it's about 25 quid usually. If you can get it down to 20 from 22, he said, you've done well. So I thought, right, okay, I will. So, and the other part of this, so this was 20 quid, and this is Psycho Fox, which I was really pleased to get, because I don't usually see good copies. It's got a little bit of a tear down there, and I must be honest with you, the hang tab is not sturdy. If you put that on a thing to hang up, it will fall off. So I'm going to be very careful with that. But it is in not bad condition on the inside, which is lovely. All complete there, which is great. And there's the back of the box as well. Now it's a game I played on emulation, which I'm absolutely rotten at, but I ain't really bothered about that. And then on the way home, Eddie kept texting me saying, "Yeah, you've done really well on that," because I think that usually goes for about 35 to 40 online. On eBay, there was copies been selling for. So to get it for 20, I think it was a pretty good price. And a friend of mine had that when he was a kid. He always used to rave about Psycho Fox on the Master System. So I might have a proper go at that now. So those are the Master System pickups, so that's fine. Commodore 64 pickup. Yeah, got a Commodore 64 game to show you as well. How did I manage to find that? Yeah, so I picked this up. Now, this was on a table where they were... what on earth is that? I don't know. I've got the instructions for another game here. I picked this up because it was on a table. There was like everything was. It was £4 for one item or £3 for a tenner, and it was just spread around across everywhere. And I must be honest with you, this was the only thing I could see that I really wanted off there. So I paid £4 for this. But honestly, I don't think it was too bad. So for the Commodore 64, even though I've probably got at least 2 of these games, if not all 3, is the Ninja Collection. I love these old style compilations. If people have watched my channel before, and if you haven't, why not? But yeah, I've had this before, compilations. I just love the old style compilations, the 1980s because I just rammed so much stuff on it. You know, 3 martial arts super hits in this special pack, an ocean compilation. So it is Commodore 64, this one. I haven't bought much Commodore 64 stuff. It's missing, sadly, the plastic. So although I've got the box, it's actually missing the plastic tape holders, which is a little bit disappointing. But we do have Shadow Warriors. Probably just make it their Ocean Shadow Warriors, just about there. Does take on 64. Okay, the light's terrible in here. Isn't it? Light's going, light is fading. I feel like a cricketer. That's Dragon Ninja, which I played on my last episode of Commodore Corner, which will return at some point when I could be bothered to film an episode. And then for some reason, this is in silver. I don't know why it's a silver colour, but there we go, Double Dragon as well, which is a terrible conversion on the Commodore 64. They had 2 stabs at it. Also included was the manuals. The manuals there, which is great. And also I appear to have got the copy of the instructions for The Inheritance, Panic in Las Vegas. So if anybody has that game and wants some instructions, do let me know. It's a Commodore 64 game, by the looks of it. So The Inheritance, Panic in Las Vegas, anybody needs any instructions, do let me know. But I thought for £4 that was a fair price to pay for it. There was plenty of other stuff there as well, which was 8-bit and 16-bit related. So many different tables had boxes full of stuff. But I'm always very wary about tables which are setting themselves up. There was one trader, which I'm not going to name to cause many embarrassment, set themselves up and had got a box of Amiga games, and one bloke said, "Oh, how much are Amiga games?" And she said, "Well, which ones do you want?" And he went, "I want this one." She went, "Hang on a second," and then got a phone out and started going on eBay, and then went, "Yeah, about £25 for that one." He went, "I'll leave it, thank you." I don't like the way that's done. A lot of people have stuff priced up, which is great, and I think they probably did better than the other people who didn't have things priced up. And again, some of the stuff was bonkersly priced. You've got, as Eddie said, you don't pay the ticket price. You walk around and find it. I found 2 or 3 games differently priced across the entire venue. Not arena, venue. It was strange. There's just stuff everywhere. And if you look, that's fine. I saw that for £10 cheaper over there. And you go over there and it's gone. And then you find another copy still £5 cheaper than that one over. You've got to sort of shop around. Don't buy the first thing you come across. Don't walk in there and throw your money at it like Eddie does. Anyway, you may remember I mentioned that game that Eddie said, "Have you got that game?" And I said no. It was priced at £18. The guy wouldn't move to £15. This is what it is all about. Yes, it was in the box. Yes, it was in case protected. The box was in good condition. I didn't see what the inside was, but he said it was clean. Fair, I'm not going to argue with the guy. But perhaps there's a bit of movement. Anyway, walking around a bit later, I found a loose copy of the game. So on the NES, and I haven't opened this up yet, I've still got the price on it. So on the NES, I managed to get hold of a copy of Digger T-Rock for, as you can see, a £5. Now, I'm going to pay £5 for NES games all day long if they're loose. I don't mind that at all. It's got the sticker at the top, which is lovely. It should be. You can't quite see there, but yeah, the game's in there at least. It's not a case for £5. But yeah, a £5. Now I'm going to buy that without any hesitation whatsoever. If he's got a loose copy for 18, if he's got a box copy for £18, yeah, I probably would have paid £18 another day. But because he didn't want to move to 15, I thought, well, stuff it. I'll go and buy that and give myself a tenner towards something else. So there we go. So yeah, another NES game. I've got loads of NES games. Must be nearly at 30 now. Getting very close to. But yeah, for a £5, I mean, a £5. You're not going to walk past that, are you, for a £5? No, you're not. And so we come to the big purchase of the day. Oh, the big purchase of the day. My goodness me. And again, I have Eddie Rollercore to thank for this. Eddie, you are the fountain of all knowledge when it comes to stuff. Because I'd have walked past this. And the only reason Eddie walked past it because he's already got it. We were on Rich King Retro Stall, and he got a tremendous amount of stuff. Eddie went back and bought a copy of Dune on the PlayStation 1 afterwards, which was great. I'm just going to fiddle with this brightness because it's beginning to pee me off. Just talk amongst yourself for a minute. So, if I can get the menu to come up, there we go. Picture settings. Let's turn that back down again. Yeah, so Eddie, anyway, sort of points out Rich King Retros there. Now, I used to watch Rich's videos when he was on YouTube many years ago, in fact, probably. Rich was one of the main channels that I watched on YouTube, which, in a way, sort of inspired me a little bit to start doing YouTube. So, in a way, you probably got him to blame for the fact I'm still here. There we go, that's a bit better, isn't it? Maybe not, I don't know. It'll stop the whiting out anyway, hopefully. Yeah, so you've probably got Rich to thank a little bit for me being here. But at the same time, some of his videos we used to, I say rub it the wrong way, but they used to leave me with a, I'm all for getting a bargain, but I think sometimes the way he came across, he was being a bit smug. Having met him and spoken to him now, I don't think he's a smug person. I think he's just years and years ago the videos were, but I just didn't get the general gist of them. I didn't like them. You can be gracious about, if you know you're getting a good deal from somebody, be gracious about it rather than he was like, oh, look what I've got, I've got all this for a tenner, oh, it's worth at least 100 quid. Can't be done that anyway. That's a long time ago, whatever. I've moved on from there, and obviously Rich is doing completely different things now. Anyway, Eddie says, looks this guy and he goes, have you got that? And I went, no. And he said, get it. Now, prior to this, me and Eddie had a conversation. He said, how much are you looking to spend today? I said, well, I've been given some money to spend. So what you're going to see here hasn't cost me a penny. Me a penny, anyway. It's all been from money that has been given to me by... I'm not going to get into it anyway. But anyway, I've got money. It's free money to me. Okay, I did take some money with me as well, but I didn't use it. This is it. And he said, well, get it. And he said, because that's worth way more than that. He said, I can't believe he's got it on this price. So we had a look at it. It was up for 35 quid. And he said to Rich, he said, will you do this for 32? And he was like, yeah, go on then. I think Eddie said 30. He said, no, he said 32. So I said, well, 32 or 35, I ain't really bothered. So I'll take 32. So pay 32 quid for it. And then Eddie sort of said, oh, you've done really well there. I can't believe it. If I hadn't got that game, he said, I'd bought it myself. And he said, if you hadn't told me you were going to spend some money, he said, I would have bought it probably as well and moved it on. And then he was again sending me pictures from eBay saying, he said, bloody hell, you've absolutely cleaned that one up. He says, absolutely cracking price on that. So that's the price there, which says 35, you can see. And the game, and it comes in a case protector as well, so it's my it's a case. You can tell I've moved up Market Avenue. So the game I've got anyway is Castlevania on the N64. Now, I'm not going to get it out. As you can see, there is a little bit of damage to the box there. I'm going to borrow Tootie's eye and I'll get that out. But generally speaking, it's not mint condition, goodness me, no. But it's in pretty good nick. The inserts are there, the cartridge there. The manual, sadly, is not the greatest. The manual back page has a little hole in it. But then again, it's the back page of the manual. I ain't really bothered about that. But 32 quid. Now, Eddie's sent me eBay evidence. He's been selling for 3 times that amount on eBay at the moment. That's eBay. I think CEX sell it for 40 to 60, something like that. So, it depends where you go to, but they haven't got any stock. So, again, it goes back to when I was talking about that Cabela. Was it Survival Katana I got off Sega Zombie a few months ago. Because although CXL they're going to sell it for 12 quid and I bought it off Scott for not that price, I hadn't got any in stock, so you can't really compare it against that. And the same with this. Okay, yeah, eBay is selling for like 100 plus. How many of CEX sold, how many they had in for the price of selling it, we don't know. That's the going market because people can't get it from CEX, they're buying it from there. So anyway, yeah, so Castlevania on the N64. Another significant moment, this is actually a first Castlevania game I have in my collection. Doesn't surprise you because it's an expensive game and, decent game and I only buy crap. But I haven't got a Castlevania game on the Wii. It's about 15 quid at the moment. So yeah, my first Castlevania game, and it's a boxed N64. So and I've got quite a few box N64 ones, so I should probably now need to invest in some case protectors. But yeah, I thought 32 quid. Eddie said that's an absolute bargain. I love Eddie. So there we go. And there we have it. So that was only 6 games altogether. But that was it 30, 60, about 67, 30, 35, 39, 44, 76 quid spent. If you include the train ticket, 5 quid, and they're getting it's about 85 quid near enough all day with a drinking afterwards as well. So good day out for 85 quid, I think that. Some nice bits there added. There's mass system stuff especially, really pleased with that. Always nice to have a NES game. And that N64 game really does top it all off. So there we go. Now while I'm on here, I'm just going to do a quick... no, I'm not. I'm going to save it for another video actually. I should do that because I've got other stuff to talk about. So that's it. So Birmingham Gaming Market, I hope it will be back. I understand that Doncaster apparently has now been cancelled for this year. So this might have been the last or one of the only few events that actually has happened in 2021. I know London was on, and there may be another London before the end of the year, I don't know, but that was on. I know Norwich got cancelled. I know there's the Expo in Manchester coming up, isn't there? Expo in Blackpool, sorry, coming up. But Revival's not going ahead in November. So events are very much thin on the ground this year, so this might be one of the very few that was on. So in which case, I'm quite pleased to get there. Be interesting to see what happens in. I hope it does. But it was good fun. Nice to see the lads again. Nice to see Dale again. So I've met Dale twice now. Eddie, I've seen Eddie about 4 or 5 times in the last year. John, who lives close by, and LKG also lives close by. Nice to see those guys again as well. See them quite a bit. All good fun. Nice to meet Angela as well. And yeah, the Gebs. Right, so if you have enjoyed that, please don't forget to leave me a comment. Please don't get me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share the video. Do all that stuff that YouTube decides whether I'm actually worth bothering watching at all or not. And if you feel like subscribing and you aren't already, please feel free to do so. It'd be lovely to have you on board. In the meantime, I'm now going to go and film my second video and bid you a fond farewell. This is the Retro Bear from the Gaming Pantry saying thank you very much indeed for watching. Do take care. Bye for now.